What's going on, everybody? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And let's just jump into it. So, playoffs for NFL is right around the corner, pretty much for the most part. So let's just talk about who's going to be in playoffs or could be in playoffs according to Bleacher Report. So this is what I found on Bleacher Report. These are the division leaders for AFC. Now, Pittsburgh, of course, they're at number one at 10-0. So they'll probably have an automatic spot, or they should have an automatic spot in the playoffs I don't know if they're going to be disqualified or not, if a case does happen to come about and all that. So I don't know how that is. I know for high school, for Arkansas, they're having to be disqualified if one player even has to be quarantined or whatever, because usually they all have to be quarantined, all that fun drill. So I don't know how NFL is going to approach this. But right now it's Pittsburgh at number one. Kansas City's 9-1. Buffalo is 7-3, so they're in number 3 spot right now, which I think Buffalo has a decent chance of doing okay in playoffs. But like I said, with all this COVID, you never do know if they're going to get to play or if they're not going to get to play. I know there's quite a few college games that's been canceled and all that. Clemson and Florida State was a big deal to be canceled. Clemson really wanted to play that game really badly, and they didn't get to, so they missed 2, I believe, back-to-back games. So it's really iffy, but let's just discuss like we're going to actually have NFL playoffs without any type of restraints and so forth. You see what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, let's continue. So Buffalo is at number 3, of course, at 7-3. Josh Allen's been outstanding this year, and don't count Buffalo out, but don't take them as a serious threat in the playoffs either. I mean, they're going to be good, don't get me wrong. I think Kansas City and Pittsburgh are the 2 main ones, of course. Indianapolis, I wouldn't really count them to be a major threat either, but they are at number 4 right now, so they could be doing well. But I consider Tennessee and Cleveland to be more of a little bit of a threat. Cleveland seems like they're proving themselves quite a bit, but I don't think that they're going to be major playoff contenders. So Titans, I can see them being major contenders. So, I mean, that's just this is a wild card race, though. So Tennessee, Cleveland, Las Vegas are the top 3 for the wild card race. I think Baltimore's already been knocked off to where they're not going to be playoff contenders at all. So it's going to be up to Tennessee, Cleveland, and Las Vegas, I believe. So, you never do know. So I think Tennessee's got the best chance out of Indianapolis and Cleveland. I think they have more potential of better athletes, I think, on that team. Nothing against Cleveland. I think Cleveland's done really well. All in all, it's probably one of their best seasons that they've had in a while, it seems like. But, 2020 is a crazy year, so who knows what's going to happen with these playoffs, You don't want to actually say for sure. So let's jump into NFC. So the division leaders are New Orleans Saints. They're 8-2. Seattle Seahawks 7-3. Green Bay Packers 7-3. And then the Eagles are coming in at number 4. Division leaders? Never mind. So let's just go ahead and knock the Eagles out. Let's not even put them in there, okay? So the wild card race is Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They had a bad loss to the Rams last night. I don't know how well they're going to perform in playoffs, and I think it's going to be up to Tom Brady and Gronk to really lead this team because they've been there and done that kind of situation. So I think it's going to be up to them to really push and motivate this team. And I think Brady had an interception to where the Rams scored off of that eventually, or they did right after. I didn't get to watch the game. I went to sleep pretty early. But I think that don't count Tampa Bay out because Tom Brady knows how to be in playoffs. He knows how to handle that momentum and that motivation to get to where he wants to be. But he is with a different team. He's not used to performing in the NFC on top of that. So we'll see if he can pick his team back up. I don't think they're going to do a lot of something in the playoffs, but don't count them out officially yet. Now, they are in the wild card race, so it depends who wins the wild card race, right? So, you have Tampa Bay, you have the Rams, you have the Cardinals, top 3. It's what I think that you're going to have to go for wild card. Now, the Bears, I don't see them really doing anything to actually win the wild card race. I say it's up to the Buccaneers and to the Rams, even the Cardinals. And Cardinals, you see what they have done this year. They have Kyler Murray. He's done so fantastic within that position that he's just, I think he's in the top 10, no doubt, or top 5 this year. I just don't see how you can count Arizona officially out yet. I think they give them a chance to win the wild card, but I think Tampa Bay has the most likely chance, and then the Rams. I'm not for sure, but I don't really like how the Rams has played a lot this year. I don't think they're that great, but they're not that awful either. I mean, Jared Goff had a really good night. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm not for sure. But my picks to win division would be pretty much for the NFC, the Saints, between the Saints and the Seahawks and the Packers. I think Packers has the overall better chance, but I think the Saints do too. You just never do know. I mean, it kind of seems like Drew Brees is not leading this team right now. Maybe he had a very, very awful injury, and that's just something that you can't predict. So, I would have started Jameis Winston, but that's not me. Saints are not my team. But I thought that's what they signed him for. Anyway, so the wild card race, I think it'll be between the Buccaneers and the Cardinals. And then I think that the wild card race for the AFC will be the Titans and Browns, between the Titans and Browns. That's what I'm assuming. And then to win the AFC all together, I think Steelers and Chiefs are going to meet up at the end to win, or as a matchup to win the AFC. I think that's what it's going to be. That's my opinion. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button. If you have not told a friend, tell a friend to hit that subscribe button. Got more content coming. Thank you guys so much. See ya.